Eala's unforgettable Wimbledon journey may have ended in the fourth round, but what happened after her elimination shocked tennis fans far beyond the scoreline. It wasn't just another talented young player exiting a Grand Slam. Instead, her departure sparked conversations about ticket demand, fan influence, and whether one rising star from the Philippines had already become one of the biggest attractions in women's tennis. The 21-year-old Filipina was defeated in 3 sets by last year's Wimbledon finalist Jasmine Paolini. It was a hard-fought battle, but Paolini proved more consistent during the crucial moments, earning a 6-4, 4-6, 6-3 victory. There was no controversy surrounding the match, no questionable officiating, and no dramatic dispute. It was simply a high-level contest between 2 outstanding competitors. Yet the biggest headlines didn't arrive during the handshake at the net. Within hours of Eala leaving center court, social media exploded with reports claiming that Wimbledon resale ticket prices had suddenly dropped to astonishingly low levels. Screenshots showing center court tickets allegedly selling for prices comparable to an ordinary lunch quickly spread across YouTube, Facebook, X, and tennis discussion forums. Whether every screenshot reflected the full picture or not almost became irrelevant. What captured everyone's attention was the message those images seemed to send. Many fans believed Eala had become one of the tournament's biggest attractions. Only a few days earlier, the atmosphere around Wimbledon couldn't have been more different. On July 4, Eala delivered one of the greatest victories of her young career by defeating defending Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek in straight sets. The match immediately became one of the biggest stories of the tournament. After surviving an unforgettable first-set tiebreak, Eala completely took control of the second set, playing fearless tennis against one of the best players in the world. Every winner she struck increased the energy inside center court. Every hold of serve pushed the crowd further behind her. By the time she sealed the victory, thousands of spectators were standing and applauding. It wasn't just appreciation for an upset. Fans felt they had witnessed the arrival of a genuine future star. The victory instantly transformed Eala from an exciting prospect into one of the biggest talking points in international tennis. Newspapers throughout the Philippines celebrated the historic achievement. Television programs dedicated special coverage to her breakthrough. Social media feeds were flooded with highlights, reactions, and emotional celebrations from fans around the world. Even Wimbledon itself highlighted the performance across its official social media platforms, where clips from the match generated enormous engagement. For many casual tennis viewers, Eala became the face of Wimbledon almost overnight. Then everything changed within 48 hours. She returned to center court carrying enormous expectations against Jasmine Paolini. Although Eala fought with the same determination that had defined her tournament, she wasn't able to repeat the magic. Paolini's experience eventually made the difference. The Italian absorbed Eala's aggressive shot-making, handled the pressure brilliantly, and earned a deserved place in the quarterfinals. Normally, the story would have ended there. A young player makes a memorable run, loses to a higher-ranked opponent, gains valuable ranking points, and prepares for the next tournament. Instead, something unusual happened. Discussion quickly shifted away from the match itself and focused on what happened outside the stadium. Reports began circulating that demand for center court seats had fallen dramatically after Eala's elimination. Fans argued that thousands of people had specifically wanted to watch the Filipina sensation continue her remarkable run. Whether discussing ticket marketplaces, online resale listings, or social media screenshots, one theme appeared repeatedly. People wanted to watch Eala. Her presence had become an event. That idea surprised many longtime tennis followers because Grand Slam tournaments traditionally sell themselves regardless of who is playing. Wimbledon, with nearly 150 years of history, has always attracted enormous audiences. But this time, many fans argued the atmosphere surrounding Eala had become something unique. Every match attracted enormous online discussion. Every practice session drew crowds. Every interview generated headlines. And every victory introduced millions of new viewers to women's tennis. Her impact extended well beyond the Philippines. Filipino communities across North America, Europe, the Middle East, and Australia organized watch parties despite difficult time differences. Families stayed awake through the night to support one of their own competing on tennis' most famous stage. Many longtime tennis fans noticed something remarkable. Eala wasn't simply gaining supporters. She was creating entirely new tennis fans. That kind of influence is incredibly valuable for any sport. History has shown similar moments before. When Emma Raducanu won the US Open in 2021, television audiences in Britain surged dramatically. Coco Gauff's breakthrough as a teenager attracted younger viewers who had never followed professional tennis before. Leylah Fernandez's incredible run to the US Open final inspired massive support throughout Canada. Every generation produces athletes capable of expanding the audience beyond traditional fans. Eala now appears to be joining that group. Her success represents far more than personal achievement. She carries the hopes of a nation that has waited decades to see one of its own compete at the highest level of professional tennis. For young athletes throughout Southeast Asia, her rise sends an important message. The world's biggest stages are no longer out of reach. Meanwhile, despite the disappointment of her Wimbledon exit, Eala still walked away with enormous rewards. Her fourth-round appearance earned her one of the biggest prize checks of her career, while the ranking points pushed her to a projected career-high ranking of world number 28. That milestone made history. No Filipina had ever climbed that high in the WTA rankings. So while conversations online focused on resale ticket prices and market demand, another reality was quietly unfolding. Eala's value inside professional tennis was rising faster than ever before. Her ranking improved. Her international recognition exploded. Sponsors took notice. Tournament directors certainly noticed. And perhaps most importantly, millions of fans who had never watched her before were now eagerly waiting for her next match. The Wimbledon story may have ended with a loss, but for Eala's career, it felt much more like the beginning of something far bigger. Although Eala's Wimbledon run ended earlier than many fans had hoped, the tournament may ultimately be remembered as the event that transformed her into a global tennis star. Sometimes, a player doesn't need to lift the trophy to become one of the biggest stories of the competition, and Eala proved exactly that. One of the strongest signs of her growing reputation came from the reaction of tennis experts. During Wimbledon coverage, Hall of Famer Martina Navratilova shared her thoughts on Eala's performance. Rather than focusing on the defeat, she praised the Filipina's fighting spirit, athleticism, and fearless approach against elite opponents. She also pointed to one area that still needs improvement: her serve. That observation wasn't a criticism meant to lower expectations, quite the opposite. When one of the greatest champions in tennis history identifies a single technical weakness in a 21-year-old player who has already defeated the defending Wimbledon champion, it suggests she sees enormous potential. Great champions are rarely finished products at such a young age, and Eala still has plenty of room to grow. Her Wimbledon campaign confirmed that she can compete with the very best players in the world. Defeating Iga Swiatek on center court wasn't simply a lucky performance. It required confidence, composure, and the ability to perform under tremendous pressure. Those qualities cannot be taught overnight. Now, attention turns toward the North American hard-court season, where another huge opportunity awaits. The Canadian Open, Cincinnati Open, and finally, the US Open will provide Eala with another chance to build on the momentum she created in London. Thanks to her impressive Wimbledon performance, she is projected to climb to a career-high ranking of world number 28. If that ranking holds, she would become the first Filipina in history to enter the US Open as a seeded singles player. That achievement alone would mark another historic milestone for Philippine tennis. Being seeded is more than just a number beside a player's name. It often provides a more favorable draw in the early rounds, increasing the chances of making another deep run. More importantly, it reflects the respect a player has earned throughout the season. Off the court, Eala's influence continues to grow just as rapidly. Major sponsors are constantly searching for athletes who can connect with passionate audiences, and few young players have built a fan base as quickly as she has. Supporters from the Philippines and Filipino communities around the world have followed every step of her journey, creating an energy that tournament organizers and broadcasters simply cannot ignore. Whenever Eala plays, television audiences increase, social media engagement rises, and conversations extend far beyond the tennis community. She has become more than a promising athlete. She has become a symbol of possibility for millions of young fans. Her success is also inspiring a new generation of players throughout Southeast Asia. For years, many young athletes from the region dreamed of competing on tennis' biggest stages, but rarely had someone from their own part of the world to look up to. Eala is changing that narrative. After her loss to Jasmine Paolini, Eala handled the disappointment with remarkable maturity. Instead of making excuses, she admitted that her serve wasn't at its best and acknowledged that every athlete experiences difficult days. She emphasized that the only thing she can control is how she prepares for the next tournament. That attitude impressed many observers just as much as her performances during Wimbledon. True champions are often defined by how they respond after defeat, and Eala demonstrated the mindset of someone determined to keep improving. Fans also remembered a message she shared on social media shortly after her historic victory over Iga Swiatek. In that post, she wrote that people don't have to win every match to inspire others. She spoke about embracing challenges, learning from setbacks, and believing that difficult moments often lead to future success. Looking back, those words perfectly reflected her Wimbledon journey. She didn't leave London holding the championship trophy, but she walked away with something equally valuable: worldwide respect. Tennis fans now know her name. Opponents know they cannot underestimate her. Tournament organizers recognize the excitement she brings whenever she steps onto the court. The conversation surrounding Eala has changed dramatically in just a few weeks. People are no longer asking whether she belongs among the world's best players. Instead, they're asking how far she can go. Can she break into the top 20 before the end of the season? Can she make another deep run at the US Open? Could she eventually compete for a Grand Slam title? Those questions no longer sound unrealistic. Based on everything she showed at Wimbledon, they sound like genuine possibilities. Her story is still being written, and if this summer proved anything, it's that Eala's biggest victories may still be ahead of her. The tennis world will be watching closely as she heads into the hard-court season, ready to see whether her remarkable breakthrough in London becomes the foundation for an even greater chapter in her career.